since it's another day, billions will kneel and pray. Anything to aid escape from the world so cold and gray.
That's an am I being detained, boy.
And we're back with another episode of Bones and Tubs. We're here with you this week, the first week of February. We're here with that fresh take on everything that you want to hear from us this week.
Yeah.
We're here in the studio. Got the heater on. It's not too cold today.
No.
It's a good day. A little wet.
Is it going to get shitty again?
Oh, it's going to get shitty again.
Into this week?
Yeah.
That's
but,
good.
no, we're here with you today. We're just going to talk to you about something that we've kind of danced around before, but we never really just went into a full-fledged episode about it. We're going to talk about sovereign citizenry.
Sovereign.
For all of you folks out there today, to learn the things that theoretically you're legally allowed to do. But like I said, a little bit of disclaimer before we start this episode. Just because legally allowed to do it, it will not stop the jackbooted road pirate Gestapos from kidnapping you, detaining you, torturing you, and
killing you if possible.
Killing you, probably. Or your loved ones or your dog.
I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way first and early. You know, the Mark Passio inevitable shout out. But he said it best in his one of his newer videos. He's like, you know, your rights, a right is something you can do or want to do that doesn't affect another person negatively or cause harm. Mm-hmm. You have a right to exercise all your rights, but that doesn't mean they won't kill you.
Yeah.
Simple. Authoritarian.
Well,
you know,
that's where the whole inalienable thing's supposed to come in.
Yeah.
Like things that you can practice without worry of retribution for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, governmental retribution, I should say.
We need to go through a purge. I know I've said that before, but something drastic has to happen because we just...
The whole notion that, you know, we always say authority is illusion. You can wrap your mind around the notion that authority should be derived from the governed. Right? Well, that's if you believe in some semblance of a government.
Right.
You know.
I'm trying to find how many laws there are. Because my initial response to the sovereign citizen thing was that it is mostly legitimate. Their arguments are legitimate, but it's also an organic response, I think, to the fact that we have over 1 million laws.
It's a matter to me when it comes to sovereign citizenry of practicality.
Yeah.
We live like... But imagine, if you will, like, if you begin to accept a sovereign citizen mindset, your view of the world, or at least this country, will certainly become like some sort of dystopic, like, police state.
Well, you should know that one of the most, in air quotes, feared citizens organizations is the sovereign citizen movement. Every single Southern Poverty Law Center, law enforcement only handout lists them as like the number one threat.
Which is weird with Southern Poverty Law Center, because a lot of the information I find about sovereign citizenry actually comes from members of the African American community.
Southern Poverty Law Center is a government-controlled wing of disinformation.
Yeah, I know.
Leftist disinformation.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they've said before, like, the Gadsden flag is racist and shit. So.
Yeah, I mean, come on. So I don't know. So you came upon the sovereign citizen idea. You said you were watching a video.
Yeah, it was a lady. It was a video. It was just this lady had posted this long thing about how she took a picture with them. She had a set of plates, like car plates, made up.
Yeah, her self-made.
They looked nice though, and they said private on them.
Yeah,
and that was it. And then it said she even had a little decal that said "Peace on Earth."
Nice.
And went on to explain the notion that, according to the Supreme Court, which has been decided before, you have an inalienable right to travel. Traveling is not restricted.
No.
By any way, shape, or form.
Until you sign a contract with the state to get a license for a right.
There you go.
Then you've put yourself in handcuffs.
They incepted the illusion that it was required in order to operate a motor vehicle. It required you to have a driver's license. Mm-hmm. When in reality, all you were really doing was conscripting yourself to their way of doing things.
One of the common arguments they use, if anybody wants to or has already seen the videos, there's just an endless amount of videos on YouTube of sovereign citizens getting owned or owning. That's normally one of the two ways the titles will go. They're always getting pulled over for some bullshit. Either they're self-made plates or not working brake lights, some bullshit traffic infraction.
Yeah.
So they come up, they've got their window rolled down an inch. Cops like, roll your window down. They're like, no, can I help you? You know, and they automatically start, am I being detained? What am I being detained for and all this? And they're like, well, your brake lights are out. They're like, well, according to People versus Black, or no, People versus something. They always cite court cases to the Supreme Court, which, whatever. I mean,
it's the highest authority in the land.
And I did hear cops say, I don't give a fuck about the Supreme Court. Like, well, thank you for proving their point.
You see that a lot, too. You see them, like, basically, like, people will, when you see cases like this or similar cases like this, often or not, this is where the practicality aspect comes into it. Mm-hmm. Like, you could quote court cases all day on that and you know that this is supposed to be how things go, but they don't care. You don't seem to understand. They don't care.
That's the whole idea. Like why it spawned in the first place. Because they don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
It's their fault that this is happening. The police,
I mean, that's not to say I'm not asking police to go out there and get a degree in constitutional law, but you should at the very least understand that whatever job that you've been given and what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do should at least be understood.
Yeah. They always said, they quote some people versus something. It's a court case where they've proven in the Supreme Court that a traffic violation is not a crime. And then they cite the Black's Law Dictionary that a crime requires an injured party. They ask where the injured party is. They can't provide one. So they call for backup. Then the car, either with one man or one woman, gets surrounded by 12 police officers. They bash the window out and shock the shit out of them. Yeah. The one I just watched earlier, you could see, like, the original cop made contact. And everything I just said happened. They're getting into it. And she's like, don't touch my car. Don't touch my window. If I haven't committed a crime, why am I being detained? They're like, well, you're not being detained. So she goes to leave. And then they bash her window out. Yank her out of the car. And if you look at one of the cops that showed up, he's just standing there smiling his ass off. Like, he can't wait. He can't wait to get his hands on this dangerous female. Probably reminded him of his wife. He wanted to go home and beat his wife. So he still had to work like 6 hours. So he figured he'd get it in early,
Now, the question with this whole thing is, and this goes back to practicality often, in a lot of these videos, do you think these people, like, if their cops are breaking in their windows and dragging them out of cars, do you think eventually when it comes down to it and they go to court, the court cases are getting thrown out?
I think sometimes. It probably just depends on what they charge them with, too. I've seen it where they'll, they have their windows rolled down an inch, and then a cop will try and finger fuck their window or yank their window down, and then the person in the car will roll the window up, and they charge the person with felonious assault.
Oh, okay.
So they're trying to protect their property, and then you got resisting arrest. You got whatever else. They arrested some guy earlier on a video I watched. It was dangerous. He was driving. He had a container of medical marijuana, driving in a state that didn't allow it, even though he got it prescribed to him in another state. Yeah. Imaginary lines. You got to remember where they are because the rules change. Yeah. There's no natural law. It's only man's law, and it changes from depending on what side of the imaginary line you're on. Yeah. Very important. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, everybody can go to the Southern Poverty Law Center's website and sign up for their law enforcement only magazine. I don't think they do any checking to make sure you're law enforcement. Just say that you're part of perhaps an organization in your local area, and they'll send you a quarterly, mind control rag, and you can see where their heads are at. But they're definitely against sovereign citizens. Yeah. And I have here, sovereign citizen is a term used to refer to a political movement which grew out of the belief that government abuses its power. Mm-hmm. Have to agree with that. Members often refuse to hold Social Security cards or driver's licenses and avoid using zip codes. Sovereign citizens believe that U.S. citizens are either 14th Amendment citizens who are subject to federal and state laws and taxes, or sovereign citizens who are subject only to common law or constitutional law, or both, but are not bound to obey statutory law. No court has ever upheld these claims. Sovereign citizens may also be referred to as freemen or common law citizens. A sovereign citizen is defined by the Anti-Defamation League as follows. The sovereign citizen movement is a loosely organized collection of groups and individuals who have adopted a right-wing anarchist ideology originating in the theories of a group called Posse Comitatus in the 1970s. Its adherents believe that virtually all existing government in the United States is illegitimate, and they seek to restore an idealized minimalist government that never actually existed. To this end, sovereign citizens wage war against the government and other forms of authority using paper terrorism, harassment, intimidation tactics, and occasionally resorting to violence. One of the videos that I've seen where they try and indoctrinate law enforcement into being afraid of these people, thus probably resulting in more shootings, is they show a video of a van. I think a sovereign citizen and his son are on the inside. His son's probably in his teens.
Yeah.
They go to pull the van over. He refuses to stop until they get into like a mall parking lot or something. And then he goes up to the van and, he starts reading them the riot act for not having license plates and all this. And when I don't know exactly what happened, but they started shooting. They realized like he was going to jail or whatever. He decided, I'm not going to be kidnapped. He believed he wasn't doing anything wrong. He wasn't doing anything wrong.
No.
Really, he was driving. He was traveling.
Yeah.
In a van, with this kid. And then this fucking guy comes up. And I'm just, sharing his perspective, of course. He's stopped. He's harassed. And then he's attempted to kidnap you.
Yeah.
What did he do wrong? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was the crime?
Yeah.
Where was the injured party?
Well.
Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah. See, here's the problem is well-educated law enforcement. I'm not a true blue. Even though blue doesn't make sense. I'm not an anarchist.
Rhymes, though.
I'm close to it, but I'm not quite. I still believe that in an ideological world, there's still a need for police and law enforcement, right? To an extent. I don't like calling it law enforcement, though. Just, peace officer. How's that sound?
Mm-hmm.
Is that an acceptable term?
Yeah.
A peace officer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone that, basically has been given the duty to step up when some crime is being committed.
Well, what's wrong with going back to the way it used to be, where you had an elected sheriff and he would deputize people based on need? Mm-hmm. But they were locals. They weren't from out of town pieces of shit that couldn't get a job at a department somewhere. They're just keeping their job to keep their certification, like we have now. But if we all elected a sheriff, and a sheriff went into an area and said, okay, population's this size, deputize these people.
Yeah.
These are the laws you'll follow, in line with the Constitution or whatever. You're not going to be out there doing code enforcement. You're not going to be out there fucking fleecing these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I get it.
You're going to be out there keeping the peace.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Not stopping someone from selling lemonade or traveling in their vehicle, Mm-hmm. We can all be responsible citizens and take care of ourselves. We don't need someone to tell us what to do.
I don't need a daddy. I'm fucking 32 years old. God damn it, leave me alone.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it anyways.
I feel bad too, because some of these people you watch in these videos, like, you can tell they know what's going on. They're just not able to articulate. And I'm sure when you're staring down the barrel of a gun or a fucking taser, you're probably a little nervous.
Yeah.
So their voices are shaky. Sometimes they misspeak. I feel like their heart's in the right place, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, what do you mean, the cops or the...
Fuck the cops. No,
the people.
The sovereigns.
Well, no, that's the thing, though. I dare anybody to, be able to speak evenly when someone's got a hand on a gun in front of you.
Right. When was the last time, they keep wanting to throw this bullshit out. Everything I look up, this article I'll read in a second. Yeah. But it's all propaganda, trying to make the police afraid, which is going to make them be more aggressive.
Yeah.
When was the last time a sovereign citizen attacked a police officer?
Probably never.
Never, yeah.
Yeah.
Only when they're fucking harassed, attempted to kidnap. That's the way it should be. You think the founders wanted it how it is now?
Yeah. No.
Or do you think they were more in line with this?
They were definitely more in line with...
Why don't you fuck off, Dave? You can't have my license. You can't have my papers. You can't search my vehicle.
Yeah.
What are you talking to me for? What do you want? I mean...
It's all security theater in the grand scheme of things. Every last bit of it. None of it actually makes us secure.
What was Benjamin Franklin's quote about that?
People are willing to give up their rights for safety or security. You don't deserve either.
Yeah.
It's an indirect quote, but that's more or less what he said.
Get that tattooed on my face.
Which is true, because here's the thing, at the end of the day, you don't know what's going to happen from minute to minute, and, by saying that you can't regulate us into a state of utopia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's impossible. You're not going to be able to stop yourself from having a heart attack or a stroke or anything like that, because the government said at the very least, all they should do is give at least, helpful information that they found out through some sort of crowdfunded research or something, i.e., we know cigarettes are bad for us.
Right.
But that doesn't mean... I just saw an article earlier where they're saying that Hawaii's talking about getting rid of cigarettes altogether, banning them.
You should look up sometime, if you're feeling froggy, the relationship between nicotine being a nootropic and nicotine canceling the effects of fluoride.
I know about that, yeah.
It's interesting that they're trying to ban it everywhere.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But here's the thing, so basically what you're doing is you're going to end up creating an underground. If you ban tobacco in Hawaii, you're going to create an underground network of people. Like, seriously, you're going to get the police called on you because someone smelled cigarette smoke coming from your house. Like, is that the world we want to live in?
I mean, fuck, we're not even done learning the lessons of alcohol prohibition.
You want to have fucking pictures of fucking police standing next to bales of tobacco? Like, look at this bus we made.
It's got 50 pounds of tobacco.
Like a pack of cigarettes opened up. Like, look at this.
You wonder if they go home and tell their kids about it.
These disgusting bastards.
You think they're proud?
Yeah, right?
Fuckers.
Like, really? This is your fucking hill to die on? Go fuck yourself.
You can't even find real information anymore the way they've scrubbed the internet. But, like, trying to find anything on YouTube, used to be able to find pro-sovereign videos. I was trying to watch pro-con, for and against, right?
Yeah.
To get a good, balanced argument. But you can only find against. You Google, how do you become a sovereign citizen, right? Mm-hmm. I know the answer.
Yeah.
I think we all know the answer. Mm-hmm. Quit participating.
Yeah.
But, so I find this, how do you say that? Quora article titled, How Does One Become a Sovereign Citizen? And it says, perhaps the real question should be, why would you want to? So that's just trying to spin it around. For those that are not aware of who or what sovereign citizens are, they are a group of anti-government people that believe in various pseudo-law concepts and various conspiracy theories about the government. And this one's my favorite. The U.S. is not a country but a bankrupt corporation. So the idea is that the Social Security card that came out was in line to use you as collateral.
Yeah, we're all collateral. That's what it's based on.
That's a conspiracy theory, though, according to Quora.
No, it's not. Like, I saw something about that just the other day. This guy factored in how much money he had actually put in Social Security through the course of his life, right? And then when he was going to start collecting money and how much money he was going to get, and he compounded all this shit and basically found out that all this money he had given to the government accumulated up to like $675,000, right? And he calculated how much money that should give him over, like, per month over the next 30 years or whatever, however it's supposed to work out, right? Mm-hmm. And he was supposed to be getting like fucking $15,000, $16,000 a month for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Which, that's quite a bit of money.
It's a lot of money. They probably gave him barely $1,000.
It was just over $3,000.
Well, they got to keep their cut, right?
And you can't get that till he's 70.
Administrative fees, dog.
So if it's not extortion,
it's at the
what the fuck is it then?
At the very least, it's extortion.
So basically what you're telling me is like, because here's the thing. This is normally how an investment works. I take the money I have. I take the capital I have, right? Mm-hmm. I put it into something under the guise that it's going to garner interest, or it's going to produce and then give me something back. My money plus the money I put in plus whatever it gained, right?
Right.
And that's the whole fucking thing about Social Security, is it's supposed to be your investment plus the interest, right? So basically, what you're telling me is you're investing in something with a guaranteed loss. That's all you're doing. You're not guaranteeing yourself you're guaranteeing loss. Now, any normal person who invests money does not invest knowing it's going to lose. Now, you might lose money, but that Social Security is a guaranteed net loss on what you put in.
Yeah, you're never going to win or even draw at that point.
Ergo,
only take the L.
It's extortion.
Yeah. Well, they have this thing that Quora, of course, calls a scam. But you can find a video, at least you used to be able to find a video on YouTube. I believe the channel I saw it published on was Anonymous, had posted it last year. Just type in Social Security and bank account, and it should come up. But they found a way with the numbers on the back of your Social Security number or something on the back. There's some state code.
Figure out a bank account, right?
It ties you to a Federal Reserve bank that is in your area, right? So from the moment you're born, once your paperwork is put in, you are given, basically that's your district, right?
Yeah.
So you're in that FEMA district. They're able to access these bank accounts, allegedly, for paying off bills and stuff, because it's a bank account the government opened in your name. Mm-hmm. And this says they believe in various fraudulent scams like A4V or accepted for value, and using secret, in quotations, U.S. Treasury accounts, which I just mentioned, to pay bills and mortgages. Some of those that have used these scams have been charged with fraud and sentenced to a hefty prison time. So that's not extortion either, or kidnapping.
So they access money.
So you're born
in an account for them.
Yeah, well, not for you, but under you. So you were used as collateral to open this account, but you can't use the money.
Well, your name's on it.
But you're just property, basically.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
The other conspiracy theory that they are involved in that really kind of made me uncomfortable, and I never looked into it fully because it made me uncomfortable, but that the United States is, in fact, a corporation.
Yeah, it stopped being an actual country a long time ago. It was just a corporation.
So that's a good rabbit hole to look up.
Yeah. When you talk about this stuff, all I can think in my head is like some sort of 1950s like anti-communist propaganda video. Mm-hmm. Like there's a guy, clean white suit, glasses, pipe in hand.
Yeah.
And like you got a little kid sitting at a desk, like writing stuff in his journal, or he's like reading some piece of sovereign citizen like pamphlet. Mm-hmm. And you know the guy comes up, he's like, "What are you doing here, Billy?" He's like, "I'm reading about sovereign citizenry. I want to be a sovereign citizen." "Oh no, Billy, you don't want anything to do with that."
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of vibe. That's what I get from that.
It's so gross. And it's everywhere you go. It's every website you find on here. It's just some fucking bullshit propaganda. And here they're going to tell you that sovereigns are bad because they often refuse to pay taxes, even though taxes are theft.
Yeah.
Or abide by any laws they don't agree with. And it's always the laws that have a financial responsibility attached to them. Many drive without a driver's license or vehicle registration because they believe that they have a constitutional right to travel. So apparently this is asserting you do not have a right as a free human being. Forget government, right? Yeah. You're just born out of a void with a consciousness that exists before your body was made. You come into this 3D reality and you don't have the right to travel.
Yeah. The comment section on that post I told you that started all this was fucking fire because like these people were going fucking crazy. They're like, "You can't do this." They're like, "You're going to get caught. The cops got pulling off." Da, da, da. And she just keeps quoting them like court case after court case. And I can't remember what court case it was, a Supreme Court case. And she's like, "We have a right to travel." Yeah. She's like, what you're buying into when you get a government issued license is you're buying into all of their shit that they have.
Yeah.
Like all the shit that comes with it, all the laws, all the fines that you pay, you're signing a contract with them saying that you're going to abide by this. She's like, you have no reason to have to do that.
You make yourself liable for bullshit traffic infractions.
She's like, what I drive is a non-commercial vehicle.
Not used for money, it's used for travel.
Yeah. I use it for travel.
You're not driving a fucking semi with a trailer with a load in the back to take from point A to point B.
Exactly. I have a right to travel. Okay. I have no commerce in the back of this car. Like, even if you're going to work, it's not a commerce vehicle.
No, you're traveling.
You're traveling to work. Your work doesn't involve taking things from one place to another.
Yeah.
Ergo, you don't need a license to do it because you, as a human being in the United States of America, according to a Supreme Court case, have a right to travel.
I don't give a fuck about the Supreme Court. I have the gun. I am the law.
Yeah, pretty much.
What was that movie? God damn it. With Keanu Reeves. Alex Jones had a little cameo in it. He gets pulled over by the cops. You have the right to remain...
A Scanner Darkly.
Yeah, Scanner Darkly. That's a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
You have the right to remain... Anything you... Fuck it!
Yeah, he blows his fucking head off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Let's see. Oh, this says... okay, let me rewind real quick. Many drive without a driver's license or vehicle registration because they believe they have a, air quotes, constitutional right to travel in all capitals. I don't know what that's about. But that's another good rabbit hole while we're here. Ask yourself why every single government ID you get has your name in all capitals. Search that into Google. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Which every American does, but it refers to the right to travel from state to state without tax, toll, or permission, providing that you're under no court-ordered restrictions such as parole or probation. In other words, no state can charge you to enter or exit, nor deny you passage through their territory on your way to another state. In other words, if you are traveling from California to Mexico, Arizona does not have the right to charge you a fee to enter or exit or pull a Gandalf and say you shall not pass. But isn't them requiring you to pay for a registration and pay for a license, isn't that a tax?
Yeah.
It's a required payment.
Then people kept pulling straw men in the comments. They kept like, well, what if you hit me? What if you hit my car?
That's assault.
Well, you have that on. She's like...
Property damage.
She's like, that's property damage.
These are crimes.
Yeah.
With an injured party.
She's like, yeah. She's like, if there's an injured party and I've destroyed property,
I'm liable.
She's like, I'm liable.
Yeah.
Regardless. Right. I have to pay you.
God damn it.
She's like, why can't you people seem to understand this? Like, it doesn't matter that my car isn't registered with the government or that I don't have a license.
Yeah.
If I hurt you, I have an obligation to pay you.
Which they will probably have no problem standing up to, right?
Yeah.
Sovereign citizens and their, quotes, Moorish sovereign counterparts' philosophies originate from white supremacist anti-government groups dating back to the 1960s and 70s. See Posse Comitatus Organization or a Committee of the States. I knew it was racist. I knew it had to be.
Yeah, because that's the wild part is a whole bunch of the sovereign citizen stuff that I see.
Or black.
Yeah. So, okay, it's racist.
Got him. Yeah.
All right, you got me.
You caught me. Yeah.
You got me. Oh, shit.
Bottom line is that if you want to become a sovereign citizen, you must prepare for the legal and financial troubles that accompany it. Many sovereign citizens have had their vehicles impounded and had to pay hefty court penalties for driving without a valid driver's license, valid registration, or valid insurance. Many sovereigns have served serious prison time for crimes like tax evasion, taxation is theft, bank fraud, mortgage fraud, and even murder, including all of the founders of these types of fake legal theories. Or what? Types of fake legal theory. Okay. Your best bet is to abide by the current laws and basically don't shake the boat.
Yeah. Don't rock the apple cart.
No.
Just do what they tell you.
Just do what you're told. I don't know, man. Some of these videos, too, I'd be interested to see if I could ever find a pro-sovereign website. They have these things that they hand the cops. I don't know if it's like printed out versions of these court cases. But it's like they have a packet.
Yeah.
I want to know what that packet is. If you're a listener to the Bones and Tubs podcast and you know what the packet is, send us an email, bonesandtubs@gmail.com.
You know, you got to think of it like this. Like, we don't think of it in the modern terms. But imagine, if you will, you're a human being. You have a farm.
Yes.
You grow food on it. Mm-hmm. And you have enough for yourself and maybe enough for trade for other items that you need. Right? Mm-hmm. And then one day, some asshole wearing fucking big plates of armor and a sword, which things you don't have, and a horse for that matter, rides up and says, hey, it's a nice little farm you got yourself here. You know, I mean, it'd be a shame if, some sort of foreign invader showed up and fucked it up, So, to keep that from happening, you got to give us some money.
Basically, oops insurance.
Yeah.
Like the mafia.
Yeah, as I say, paint it to take all the things that just happened and then apply it to, like, a store owner in New York City in the 1930s.
You got to pay us your oops insurance, Daryl.
You don't want any bad things to happen.
You don't want any of these fucking problems, And then they push over, I imagine, like an eyeglasses thing, because there's lots of stuff on there that's breakable.
Yeah.
Oops.
It's extortion.
Yeah.
It's all extortion. Whether you look at it or not. But my roads, like, give me a fucking break, people. Like, come on. Like, in the grand scheme of things, how is it not, like, them fleecing us for the, like, because they are what they are? You're a citizen that lives in the United States, okay?
Yeah.
And if you don't pay your taxes, they will come. They will probably either kill you, kill some of your family, take your belongings.
Definitely gonna shoot your dog.
Probably shoot your dog.
Guarantee it.
And either kidnap you or kill you and throw you in a box because you refused to pay them their quote-unquote protection money.
Where's our fucking money at? I don't know, man.
Anybody who wants to come to a head with this, please. I know it sounds simplistic, but that's the thing. It's so simple,
I wish that people, I'm hoping that people that at least some people have looked at our title of this episode, right? And they thought a certain type of way. Kind of like we talked before about anarchy or a cult. Various words have various triggers that have been programmed into you. I was the same way. I get it. Sovereign citizen, scary, right?
Anarchy. Scary.
I need a leader.
Oh.
Tread on me, daddy.
Yeah.
But just think about it. Take away all the bullshit. Take away the government. Take away everything. And just think about what you are, right?
Yeah.
Human being. Finite amount of time here. You're probably not an asshole, You're not out to hurt other people or steal their shit.
Contentment is about your only goal.
What are your rights, right? Your rights are anything you want to do that don't hurt other people.
Yeah.
And then go from there.
Yeah.
That's all these motherfuckers want. As far as I know.
Toe Beans has arrived.
I hear Toe Beans. To the window! To the wall! Just like some serious hood shit.
Comes in blasting music.
I said that I'ma ride for my motherfucking nigga. Most likely I'ma die with my finger on the trigger. I've been grinding that side out there with my niggas. And I ain't going in, it's on with my nigga. My nigga, my nigga, my nigga, my nigga. My nigga, my nigga, my motherfucking nigga.
I can't wait to get a copyright infringement on this episode too.
Yeah, right. We got one on the last one too.
Fuck YouTube, man. Anyway,
I'm kind of feeling like copyright is kind of, I don't know. I'm dual about copyright.
it'd be one thing if we were trying to take their fucking money. I'm not trying to take their money. I'm trying to put shit in the episode that is applicable and
talkable and funny.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't notice in the last episode, even though we don't monetize our YouTube, they made sure to send us a friendly reminder that video would never get to be monetized.
Yeah.
Because
that's fine.
We included parts of the Carmen Sandiego, Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego song in it.
It was either that or the whatever Arnold Schwarzenegger quote I used in that movie.
It could be. Or I don't doubt it was the Vincent Price laugh.
Yeah, that's too beautiful to copyright.
Yeah.
I hope.
Shouldn't be copyrighted. Ever.
Did you see the new book I got in the mail?
Yeah, I have that book.
Do you? I haven't read it yet. Do you go through it all the way?
No, it reads like an encyclopedia.
I like that, though.
Yeah.
It's good poop read.
It's good to, like, eat a section at a time.
Yeah.
You know, like, today I want to learn about the Rosicrucians and, you know, that kind of thing.
Pretty exciting. It's on the Instagram if you guys are curious, like cats. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But, yeah, what's really going on now that we've get you in on Sovereign Citizen? Anything in the news going on? Apparently there's some State of the Union coming up.
I don't know.
That somebody else is doing. I mean, I'm pretty sure the State of the Union was already done and we did it already.
Yeah, I mean, that's our job. That's what we do here.
Just saying.
I can't wait to see our episode downloads jump.
Apparently there was some sort of superb owl.
What was it? I didn't see this.
There is a sporting event called the Superb Owl.
Ah, yes. I get it.
I don't even know who won, but I don't care.
You spelled World Series wrong.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, shit.
I was trying to think of a post that night when the Superb Owl was on. Something along the lines of like, I can't wait. I hope the Reds win this World Series tonight. Hooday.
That or like, I was thinking the other day, like on Groundhog Day, I thought about posting. I think about posting a lot, but I never do. I thought about posting. The Mystic Rodent has told us that our spring will come early this year.
Yeah. It needs to, though, seriously.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, there really hasn't been much a news cycle. Everyone's apparently want to hear Trump have his State of the Union address, and that's about it, really.
I want it, again, I want it to all collapse.
Oh, there was that governor, the Virginia governor.
Pope admits. I'll wait for that one. Virginia governor, is that the one that was talking about killing the babies after they're born?
Yeah, but he was also the one that they found pictures of back when he was in college.
Picture in your mind's eye, if you will. Someone stately, gubernatorial even, and they're like, hey, bro, guess what? You're going to be able to poop out your baby in a hospital, okay? Once we get that motherfucker cleaned up and comfortable, you and the doctor can decide if it lives. And then 24 hours later, they found a picture of him in a medical school yearbook, either as a Klansman or a blackface. And then they tried to say he was a Republican. But in fact, he was a Democrat.
His nickname was...
Newfoundland.
Yeah, could you actually bleep that out?
Yeah.
Like, not the whole thing, just the first part? Yeah. So, well, no, like... Yeah. Bleep that out. Just keep bleeping it.
Okay.
But yeah, apparently his nickname back in college was...
Yeah.
Make sure to bleep that out, too.
Right.
I don't want to get
I get it.
in trouble for anything.
Admin leave though.
No, I'm good.
I could use it for real.
But yeah, I mean, and then now they're saying like, oh well, that was so long ago. We should give him a break on this. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, see, the thing is, like, you keep wanting to change, like, keep wanting to create new rules for the game, but then you don't want to abide by them when one of your own gets fucking
gross,
caught up in some nonsense.
Right. I mean, it's whatever. I was talking to somebody at the Factory of Sadness about the other day who kept trying to bring up Republican versus Democrat arguments. He was an obvious Democrat, and I kept trying to shoot both of them down. He was arguing with a Republican, right? Mm-hmm. And I just kept telling them that they were both wrong. Taxation is theft. Basically, what you guys want is slavery.
Yeah.
This is what you're arguing for.
You're arguing about different versions of slavery.
You either want Obamacare slavery or a wall slavery. Like, it's all slavery. And
then you got all these people Democrats throwing their hats in for the 2020 ring. And then, like, there's just some stuff that's gross. Like, they went after Kamala Harris because apparently she slept her way to the top. But there are bigger things to, like...
If I had a pussy, I'd do the same thing.
But here's the thing. there are worse things about her that need to be addressed, like the fact that like she's a cop.
Yeah.
Like not a cop like a road cop. She was a DA, and she probably has kept more African American men from their families than anybody else in the race.
She's a perfect example of a Democrat then.
Yeah.
I mean, they did found the KKK.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well.
We got breaking news if you want some.
Yeah, sure.
3 red links on Drudge. Pope admits priests, bishops abuse nuns. Included sexual slavery and forced abortions.
Jesus Christ.
So those are the 3 red links. We have Teflon Donald. How will Donald pull out of this? 48% approval rating. Maxine Waters meltdown. Waters begs Americans to turn off their TV during State of the Union. Boy's name got him bullied. Now Joshua Trump going to speech therapy. Rise of robot reporters. How do you say her fucking name?
Listen, here's the thing. I'm putting a moratorium on the show. I'm never talking about her on the show again.
I'll bleep that out then.
Yeah, because here's the thing about her. The more we talk about her and the more we pull our hair about the stupid shit that comes out of her fucking mouth because she talks like a fucking 7-year-old,
yeah,
the more power she gets. So you know what? I'm not giving her any of my fucking power. They like, and then you get cases like fucking, I'm going to fucking call it Ben Shapiro here.
Yeah.
He fucking pays so much attention to her that it's a running joke now that he's obsessed with her. Like he wants to fucking be with her.
Apparently they didn't pay attention to Eminem's musical career. And the way you don't make someone famous is by ignoring them.
Yeah.
You make them famous by hating on them.
Yeah. Giving them all the hate.
Infamy is the same as fame.
See, there you go.
But I'll ride with you on this. I'll bleep her name out. But if she ever comes out to be an actual frontrunner, we're gonna have to do what we can to shoot her down.
Listen, man, I'm not giving her any fucking of my power one way or the other.
If we talk about it in the future, I'll just bleep her name out and I'll never use her face.
Because the shit that comes out of her fucking mouth is crazy.
Karl Marx,
come in.
I hear toe beans knocking. I don't see anything else on here.
All right, with that, I think we better probably go ahead and wrap up.
Got some doctor's appointments to go to, I get it.
But we'd like to thank you all for listening to today's show. Hope you enjoyed it.
I felt good about it.
Yeah, I did too.
We were going to do next week's episode today, but I didn't do it justice, and I didn't want to fuck you people over because we value your time here.
And we're going to bring it to you next week.
We love you, and we want to do it right.
Yeah, go check out our Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram.com/Bones and Tubs.
There you go. Go check out our Patreon if you're feeling extra froggy.
Patreon.com/Bones and Tubs.
We got other shit.
Othershit.com.
We're going to be switching over to a new podcatcher here soon. Probably in the next, it's going to be like a week or so. We got to do it.
Man, God damn it.
But we'd like to thank you all for listening. We'll definitely let you know where to reach us at.
Yeah.
Because it's probably going to be happening sometime between the next episode, probably between now and the next episode, or right after the next episode, we're going to be switching over. So we'd like to thank you all for listening. We hope you have a good week, and we hope to see you next time.
We love you.
We really do.
Neighbors or our children. The scene unfolds. Everyone just stares. And so you still carry that stone. I know it's hard to just let go. today, but everyone has their fingers in their ears, and their mouths are wide open, shouting through the cries to defend their selfish desires. The scene unfolds, everyone just stares, and so you still carry that stone. I know it's hard to just let go. And so you still carry that stone. I know it's hard to just let go of things not under your control. How can we heal this broken soul? And so you still carry that stone. I know it's hard to just let go of things not under your control. How can we heal this broken soul? We will never find true peace if you won't even talk to me. Common ground will break that mold. We can repair this broken soul. Through love we'll see that we're all one. Repair the damage we have done. Common ground will break that mold. We can repair this broken